Welcome back. The South Dakota women's basketball team is a perfect 5-0 in Summit League play with a great test coming up tonight in Brookings. But before that, Jay Elsen caught up with head coach Dawn Plitzuweit to recap USD's big road win at Oral Roberts and a victory over Omaha.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Well, good challenge to start the week for your team last week, Dawn, at Oral Roberts. Judging by the way that things went, it appears fair to say that it was every bit as difficult as you were expecting.
Well, it was an incredible challenge for us, and with, I think, 12 and a half minutes to go in the game, we were down 11 points. We called a timeout, tried to make some adjustments, maybe play a little bit faster. We really had struggled to score consistently up until that point in time. We were able to turn Oral Roberts over a little bit, got out in transition and made some things happen and came out on the right end of that, which was a lot of fun to see our young ladies fight through that kind of difficult situation and come out on top.
And down the stretch of this game, though, despite being behind for a lot of it, in crunch time, it was your team that came up and made the plays. What were some of the keys to that big fourth quarter?
Well, we were able to get out and push the basketball and score a little bit quicker maybe than we had in some other games, and I thought Madison McKeever kind of facilitated that. She and Chloe Lamb were the point guards pushing it up in those situations. Allison did a really nice job, hit a couple shots early in transition. Kira hit one of those, and then Jasmine really played extremely well down the stretch and was able to get to the rim and then get to the free throw line because of that.
From there, you returned home to face Omaha on Saturday. You said last week that your last memory of the Mavericks was from when they beat you in the Summit League tournament. Did that come up at all? How much was that talked about?
Well, we talked about it in the scouting report before the game, that what happened last time we felt like when we played against Omaha is they were the aggressor. And so that was something that we really wanted to reverse the next time that we played against them.
Yeah, you had an explosive start against that UNO zone. The offense, though, did get a little bogged down in the second quarter. So what changed for you after that 25-10 first quarter?
Well, when we started the game, I thought we got some really good looks and just missed them. But then we're able to get some offensive rebound, put back opportunities. And Jasmine hit a couple of early shots for us. Well, then Jasmine got in some foul trouble, and then we weren't able to get some of those offensive rebounds. So you're right. We went from scoring 25 points in the first quarter to I think it was 6 maybe in the second quarter. But our defense kept us in it during that stretch when we weren't scoring as well as we wanted to.
Meanwhile, another solid effort defensively. If there's one thing we learned, particularly in that second quarter, it's that your team was not going to allow its offense dictate its defense. And I've got to imagine that feels pretty encouraging as a coach to see that.
Well, it's interesting because after the game we talked about our offense didn't carry us in the game, and yet we scored 70 points, and that's not a bad performance. We scored at a 44% clip and shot it at a 35% clip from the arc. So it wasn't as if our offense wasn't good. It just wasn't really, really good or great. And so in that scenario, it was nice to see that our defense not only kept us in the game, but kept us separated once we had that lead built.
With the win, you go to 16-5 overall, 6-0 now in the Summit League, heading into Thursday's matchup with South Dakota State. Have you ever been involved with a regular season game that's going to be as hyped up as this one is? Because there's a lot of people awfully excited about what they're going to see on Thursday night.
Well, it's interesting because I'm sure our players feel that way. And certainly the fans feel that way. For us as a team, what we're trying to get to is understanding what South Dakota State does really, really well. And they do a lot of things really well on both ends of the court. And you're playing at Frost Arena, and it will be a great atmosphere. There'll be a great crowd, I'm assuming. And so in that regard, what we're looking at right now is it's the middle of the season, conference, last game of the first time around in the conference season. What do we have to do to get better? And we've got a lot that we can build upon. And heading into this game, it'll be important that we keep getting better.
You've already got wins at NDSU, at Western Illinois, now at Oral Roberts to your credit. How does that experience help you going into Frost Arena? Because it is a really tough place to play.
Well, those are different environments, I thought, than Frost is. Frost is a lot louder. And so for our young ladies, you've got to do an awful lot on your own while you're on the court. So we need to do a good job of making sure that we're prepared so that they feel comfortable and confident. Even if they can't hear us or they can't hear each other, they know where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing at each certain time during the game.
All right, well, good luck to you Thursday in Brookings, also Saturday in Denver, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jay.
All right, thank you, Dawn. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. Tip-off tonight between the league's top teams is set for 7 p.m. from Frost Arena. We'll have more on that game a little bit later in the show. Next on Midco Sports tonight, more from the women's hoop scene. The latest on SDSU with Tom Neiman and a record-setting game in the Summit League with three-pointer numbers off the charts last night. That's next when Midco Sports Tonight returns.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.